Well, 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 what do we have here? It's just me. It's just you. It's us again. It's time to shave again. Yeah, I know. It's a Friday. It's a Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope you have a good weekend coming up. You got to say that kind of stuff when you're talking to people, right? Okay. I wish you well in the future. How about that? What are we going to shave with today? Well, we're just going to shave with some stuff. We're going to shave some stuff. We're just going to shave with some stuff. I'm not even going to tell you. I'm just going to start shaving. Now, some of these things have something in common. This is the Rockwell. I just feel like a really good solid shave today. That's why I'm going with this, the Rockwell, the grungy old Rockwell. It's got a feather blade in it. I can't remember how many times I've used it. Maybe 3, maybe 2. I don't know. Let's try. If it starts to tug, I'll put another one in. And then we're going to lather up with the old Sinatra Linen Signature Series brush. I don't think it's available anymore. I don't know. And then the Tailor of Old Bond Street Almond Shaving Cream, along with Captain's Choice Italia. So both of these almond scented. This is like a, marzipan almond type thing. It's also like a little bit cherry, a little bit almond, a little bit Dr. Pepper. This stuff is the same way. Oh my gosh. Ooh, it smells like cherry, Dr. Pepper, like all those good things that I like. Those are some of my flavor profiles that I enjoy. So let's shave with all that stuff. We'll hang out, we'll talk a little bit. And yeah, so I took a shower, I did my hair. I'm gonna put some hot water on my face because that's what you do. And then I'm gonna dunk the little synthetic bristle brush, DS Cosmetic. Hey, May over at DS Cosmetic. I don't think I need him to try to sell any more things like this. I don't know. I just did it because all the other cool kids were doing it. I saw Ken Serves, was like, I want one of those too. All right, let's lather up. Now this, we're getting to the bottom of the bowl on it. You can barely even see it, but that's soap right there. This is not a normal Tailor of Old Bond Street soupy, yogurty, gravy consistency soap. This is a bit harder. I'm not sure if it's just because it's older or what, but man, I think I got too much water in this sucker. Look at this. I'm using a bowl, folks. I'm using a bowl. I don't like to lather with bowls. I like to use my face. I consider my face a bowl. That opens up a whole can of worms I don't want to get into. All right, there we go. We got that. I'm going to wash this out, leave it to dry. Put it back over here. All right. I already put the water on my face, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, let's lather up, shall we? Well, it's a special month. It's August. It's the end of the school. Oh, it's almost at the end of the school year. No, it's just the opposite, unfortunately, for any kids that might be watching this. In fact, I got a shout out. I got 3 shout outs today. One of them is a young lady. Yeah, we'll tell you about that in a minute. And so, yes, it's August. It's my birthday month, and it's also my anniversary month, my wedding anniversary. We've been married 15 years. That's right, 15 years. 15 blissful years, and we haven't had an argument once. Actually, we don't really argue. Somebody asked me, how do you stay married that long? I said, well, you have to marry someone that you can exist with. It's as simple as that. And there's a whole lot in the word exist. You know what I mean? There's a lot of layers to that. So that's all I can tell you. Figure it out from there. Marry someone you can exist with on a daily basis, because that's what it is. All right. Rockwell razor, the 6S. I got the 5, always with the 5 is my favorite number. It's my favorite shaving plate for the adjustable 6S. And I tell you what, this Tailor of Old Bond Street stuff is no joke. If you haven't ever tried it, get some. It's everywhere. You can find it everywhere. It's not expensive. It'll last you a long time. And the scent stays. That's a several-year-old thing of shaving soap, and the scent is still there. I don't think it's maybe as strong as it was to begin with. But then who is, really? I'm not, what's that old song, that country song? I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. That Toby Keith, Kobe Teeth. I'm not much into modern country. Not that he's necessarily not modern country these days. But yeah, I remember that. I was like, that's a pretty clever one. That's a clever Nashville cubicle written songwriter song. Did you know that they have songwriters like in Nashville and other places that truly do work in a cubicle all day just writing songs for big artists? Weird. But I tell you what, if you can get that one song recorded by somebody big like that, woo, you're set for life. I don't have that problem. So we got some shout outs, as I mentioned. Friend of the channel, Steve Evans, has a daughter named Olivia. And Steve said, hey, would you shout out my daughter, Olivia? And I said, yes, of course. Shout out to you, Olivia. She watches with her dad sometimes, I think. Maybe she's keeping him honest, you know. It's like, Dad, you're not shaving correctly. So anyway, shout out to you, Steve and Olivia. Thanks for watching. And thanks to all of you for watching, you know. I get the comment a lot like, I never thought I would sit and watch someone shave. I've never watched a grown man shave for 20 minutes, but I did. And so it's like, I know, it's a weird thing. I mean, you'll end up watching stuff that you had no intention of watching. And people doing things you don't do yourself or you would never do, or maybe you do, maybe you're interested, but there's all different kinds of reasons. And sometimes if you're just chatting to someone on a video like this, you're not screaming at them all the time, which is most of what my sons watch. Gamers, gaming, screaming. Woo, man, I tell you. I appreciate you, YouTube, but at the same time, man, there is some garbage out there. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. All right, there's the first pass. 2 things I can tell you. 3 things. If you've never used a shaving brush, buy a synthetic one. Fantastic, easy to use, forgiving, supple, soft, ready to go right out of the box. If you've never used Taylor of Old Bond Street shaving creams, get some. And if you don't have a Rockwell and you can afford it, get one. Doesn't have to be the 6S. It can be one of their cheaper ones. I think there's something like $50. This one was like $100 back in the day. But I was very fortunate to have them send it to me. Just sight unseen. I mean, it was one of the first free razors that anyone ever sent me. And I appreciate them for opening my eyes. I mean, there's so much out there. It's like, how do you know? How do you know what's good? How do you know if it's going to be good for you? Because you'll watch, you know. I mean, if you go to Yelp for reviews, like go to Yelp for the review of like your favorite restaurant. I mean, you just love it. And then read all the negative things. It's like, wait a minute, how did, you know, maybe they had a bad day. Maybe the server was off that night. Maybe the cook was off. I don't know. But man, opinions can be so varied about the exact same chunk of metal or whatever, you know? It's incredible. So that's why I don't trust Yelp reviews. Because they're always either the best experience I've ever had or that was the worst. It's a bit hyperbolic, you see. That's your word for the day. Hyperbole. Hyperbolic. That means over-exaggerate. You're exaggerating, usually for effect. Please don't be hyperbolic. This is the best razor of it. Actually, it's pretty good. Pretty dang good razor. But yes, we're going out. Since it's the weekend, we're going to celebrate my 15th wedding anniversary. We're going to go to this beautiful Mexican restaurant, Tex-Mex. I don't think it's interior Mexican. I think it's mostly Tex-Mex, but they have some like fancy stuff. And believe me, we have tons of great Mexican restaurants here in Texas. Tex-Mex is what I mean. We're going to a place called Fonda San Miguel. If you're ever in Austin and you want to take your parents to a really nice place, it's a bit pricey. That's why we're not going, you know, all the time. But here's the locals' life hack for Fonda San Miguel in Austin, Texas. Go during happy hour. They have half-price appetizers and drinks are discounted, margaritas. And their appetizers are, as my dad would say, to kill for, not to die for. My dad always said, that was to kill for. I was like, okay, Dad, don't kill him just because the burger was good. Fonda San Miguel. We're going to bring the boys. We're not getting a babysitter or anything. My wife and I aren't sentimental like that. You know, we don't do special elaborate planning for like Valentine's Day. I mean, when you're married for 15 years, that kind of stuff kind of goes out the window early on. Unless it's important to you, which it is to a lot of people. So kudos to you. Good on you, as they say. Good on you, mate. I don't know what that accent was. All right, so there's the second pass. I'm just going to do this for a minute just because it's a little self-pleasure. No, don't. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Sound like Steve Martin. I try. Sometimes. Okay, third pass and 2 more shout-outs. We got Hedrick Wet Shaves. Shout out to you. Guys, check him out. Hedrick Wet Shaves, all one word. He's got a shaving channel. I always like to support other shaving channels just because, you know, I think it's the right thing to do. Support your fellow wet shavers as long as they're, what was I going to say? As long as they're good people? I don't know if Hedrick Wet Shaves is a good person, but I bet he is. If you're watching this, I consider you a good person. But I want you to don't embarrass me, okay? If I say you're a good person, and I consider you all good people, don't let me down. Don't let me down. All right. You know, when I start singing that, I run out of things to say. So let's just shave, shall we? Third pass, Taylor of Old Bond Street. Do I have any nicks? Tiniest little nick there. You can't even see it. You wouldn't have noticed it if I hadn't said anything, but I'm honest. Try to keep myself honest. All right. Third pass, very lightly. This is, you know, even beyond the leaf, twig, or thorn, or my, you know, signature series, you know, Murica razor, that one. The Rockwell 6S with the 5 plate is my favorite razor. And don't tell Grandpa Grungy, I love him too, and I love all the Fat Boys and all the, you know, remember that 80s rap group, the Fat Boys? Now what would you have to call me? Overweight boys? I'm not sure. Anyway, the Rockwell 6S, so solid. It's just, you can't go wrong. I'm not being paid for this either. Unless you count them sending it to me several years ago. Payment, which, yeah, I guess you could. All right. We have one more shout out. Who are we shouting out? Oh, we got Dougie from the UK. Dougie, you're the reason why I was using this one today, because I was looking at my list of shout outs. So Dougie from the UK just got himself a Rockwell T2, and that's the adjustable one, I believe, right? The Model T, T2, I don't know. I don't keep track of that stuff. But I think he tried to get the 6S, but it wasn't available, so he went ahead and got the T2. And I hope it's working out for him. But I'm sure it's a wholly different animal than this, because it's like a butterfly. It's almost like a modern reimagining of the you know, the Fat Boy or something like that. Just like a Gillette adjustable from the 60s or the 50s. I think. I could be wrong. But anyway, shout out to you, Dougie from the UK. Well, we had 3 shout outs this time. We had Olivia, Hedrick Wet Shaves, and Dougie. Oh, Dougie Guggy. All right. I can already tell, without even running my hand over my face, that this is a smooth and nearly effortless shave. They got it right, man. Okay, I just keep, I don't know. Okay, if you love your razor so much, why don't you marry it? Well, I already am married. 15 years now, thank you. Did I mention that? Tooting my own horn. If you'd told me 15 years ago when I got married, because that was before I was doing these kind of videos, that was 4 years before I started doing this, that I would be doing this, I don't know what I would have said. Like, what? I'm doing what on the what? It's weird how life can work, you know? Some people are able to plan out every aspect, every phase of their life, every level of wherever they're going. I wish I could do that. I've never been one of those people, but I admire people that do. You know, I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants. I think these videos are a good example of that. Could I be doing better if I did more work? Probably. Am I going to do more, at least when it comes to this? Sure, of course. I'm not going to go crazy or anything. I don't want to, you know, I got an email saying, oh, you can have memberships now on your channel. You know, all those channels that have, oh, join my membership level and you'll be able to have special extra bonus secret content that no one else can see unless you pay. But I don't know. That doesn't appeal to me. I don't like putting stuff behind a paywall. I mean, sure, you could make money that way, but I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for what am I in it for? Just doing what I'm doing right this second. Just talking. Yeah, the money's nice. Sure, you get a little bit extra, some mad money or some walking around folding money during the month. But nothing you can retire on, that's for dang sure. So anyway, I'm not going to do that kind of stuff or do Patreon because you know what that means. I would have to do a whole lot more work to do all the secret stuff. Okay, I'm putting some cold water up and then we're going to finish this sucker up. Ooh. There's something about that final moment just now. You just witnessed it. When I'm drying my face off, you just kind of release some of the tension, Really, that's really honestly what just happened. I released some tension. I took a deep breath. I pressed my face into the towel. I don't know. That's just me. Anyway, thanks for joining me on that. All right, Captain's Choice Italia to go along with the almond shaving cream. We got the almond scented aftershave, which I love. And I need to get some more of the cherry. Ooh, it does sting a little bit though. But all these alcohol-based ones sting. Now, I like this one. I don't like it as much as the cherry because at the end, here's the 45th parallel. Because at the end, there's kind of a baby powder scent and feel, like a dryness, like a dry red wine. And I'm not a big fan of that. But the initial, boom, hits you. Marzipan, cherry, Dr. Pepper, that kind of stuff, Amaretto. Yeah, all those kind of ideas. So back in the drawer you go. And then I got to clean my stuff up. But that's it for me. Did that nit go away? It sure did. It was so small I couldn't even... Oh, man. So plump. So soft. So round. So firm. So fully packed. Do you remember those old cartoons? Those Bugs Bunny cartoons? They'd be that was like an old Chesterfield cigarette commercial or something. They would just sneak in there. I don't know. Anyway, happy anniversary to my lovely wife. I love you very much still. And I love all of you out there. I'm not going to marry you, but I'll be here for you every week. As long as the good Lord's willing and the creeks don't rise. So have a great weekend, everybody. Go celebrate your own relationship if you have one. And if you don't, celebrate yourself or your friends or your family or whatever. All right, everyone. Have a great shave. Have a great weekend. I'll see you all very soon.